I've been so busy lately, man, and I'm so glad that now I can get back to sharing my beautiful information with my beautiful black people. And we can get to the business now that I'm establishing my own record company. That's what I've been doing, becoming independent, staying away from these labels. As you know, I do not rely on YouTube, even though I could. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with doing that. I'm just saying at this time I don't need to because of my musical aspirations and business and stuff like that. But what I want to talk about today is the black family. And I know that this is weighing on a lot of people's mind because I know you're like, why isn't family the way family used to be? I know I'm not a triple OG, and I know I'm not the elderly, and I know that, I'm just a a young man finding his way through life. And what I love to do is I love to kick back around the older people in my family. I've always been like that since I was young. People will always see me talking to the old people, and they be like, why do this young man always like to be around us old folks? And that's because I was already kind of drawn in to the wisdom. The wisdom sounded different than the wisdom I was hearing from the friends of my own colleagues, people that was more my age. It sounded like gibberish. It just didn't, I wasn't amused by it. But when I used to sit there and listen to my old grandma talk and my uncles and stuff like that, and the stuff they used to say and how they used to say it, and baby, nothing comes for free. And they would break that down to me and stuff like that, and they would teach me things like keep your third eye on your friends and, just a little wisdom and little nuggets and gems that they used to drop on me is one of the reasons why I think the way I think right to this day. And I thank them for that. That old school wisdom. And this is why I value old school wisdom. If any young person come across this video, please listen to the elderly. Listen to the old folks. Because they got gems for you. They got knowledge for you. And you can use that knowledge. You can implement it in today's society. Which we all know that is being destroyed. And this is the reason why we have to hold on to that old wisdom. Don't disregard the elderly and the old folks because they're the ones that hold the gems. And people always ask me, they go, well, where did they hide this knowledge that they has taken from us? I said it's hidden in the hearts of the elderly. It's in the ancestors. The ancestors is where all the power, knowledge, and everything comes from. It's in the elderly. It's not in no books. We have, the conscious community. We always go looking for some books. Books do help. But I'm telling you, the true wisdom is inside of the elderly. It's a walking, living wisdom. It's not a wisdom. It's not a wisdom that you got to get out of a book. It's a spiritual wisdom coming from the people themselves. I'm not talking about the audible books. How we like to go on Amazon and listen to audible books. And we searching for knowledge. No, this is coming from the horse's mouth. Knowledge from your ancestors. Knowledge from your grandpa. You might think that grandpa is talking a bunch of gibberish. You might think that grandmama is talking a bunch of gibberish. But I tell you that they are dropping gems on you. Listen and take heed. Because they're telling you the things that you're not going to be taught in today's society. What they're giving us today is nothing but some watered down, broken down nonsense. Some stuff they made up and pulled up out of the sky. You got some intelligent people talking about some stuff that just don't make no damn sense. And they talking about this and that, and they talking about energy and all of this stuff. And they starting to come up with their own little religions. their own little spiritual, biblical mindsets. And you have to be very careful with this stuff, because this is just stuff that's in the back of people's minds. And they make these things up sometimes. And then they sell them to you. They well package them. They put them together. And they make a whole lot of money. So you have to be wise in that. But today's subject is about family. Why don't families stick together the way they used to? And I know we all have it. We got brothers that don't talk to each other. We got sisters that don't talk to each other. Why is it like that? Especially coming out of the greatest family on earth, which is the black family. Let me tell you something about the black family. The black family was so strong that even the oppressor, our enemy, was amazed. They were amazed by the strength of the black family. And it boggled their minds, because they say all of these things that we have done to these people. All of these things we have done to separate these people. All the environments we have put them in. All of the spiritual and psychological abuse we have put these people through. And the black family still stood strong. Why? Because the black family is everything. Because we were the first family. We the one that created the family. Every other family in the world is living by our example. Why? Because we were the first family. Everything else is nothing but a carbon copy of us. Whew. So let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters. Why they have attacked the black family. Because they understand the importance and the power that the black family possesses. Once upon a time, we used to rely on each other. If you needed some butter, I gave you some butter. If you needed some bread, I gave you some bread. If I needed some beans, you gave me some beans. We would go next door to our neighbors and borrow sugar with no problem. We was able to whoop each other's children if they got out of line. They never seen nothing like that before. The black family is the example of all families. And right now, the black family is under attack. And they're using every method of separation that they can. And remember, the first method of separation was at where? You guessed it. It was at the auction blocks. The slave auction blocks, when they used to turn around and separate us on the auction blocks. And they would split up a family 7 different ways. The mother went over here, the daddy went this way, the grandma went this way, and the children went the other ways. See, they was already working on the method of separating the black family from the gate. Whew. Separation, black family was already in effect. Then they went on to phase 2. And phase 2 is called reliability. See, when we was relying on each other and we had each other, only thing we needed was each other. But they said, no, we have to become what they need. We have to take the replacement of self-reliance, for they can rely on us. So they created the welfare system, the second phase of separation. Now we don't have to rely on each other. I don't have to go next door to get my sugar, because now I got food stamps. I can go buy my own sugar. Now I ain't got to go next door to get a bowl of beans. I can go and buy my own big sack, 5-pound sack of beans, because now I have food stamps. And that changed the dynamics of the black family, because the black family was tightly knitted on need. And on the need of each other. So when the system and the government came in and filled that void, now they are what we rely on. And what did that do? That took the self-reliance of each other off of the table. See, we act different when we need each other. When we needed each other, we acted different. But now that we don't need each other and we all getting these separate welfare checks and separate food stamps and separate stimulus packages, we don't need each other. And then came forth the third method of separation. Religion. Oh yes. Religion. She a Baptist. I ain't messing with her. I don't mess with Uncle Ray Ray. He a Pentecostal. See, and now that we're separated from all these different religions, I'm from the Oneness Church. Well, I'm from the Trinity. All these methods of separation has alienated the black family. I got people in my family that don't speak to each other because of religion, because of their religious beliefs. So these main three components that they used against us to separate the black family is the reason why the black family is in the state it is right to this day. I remember when I was a young man and people used to come over and bring barbecue and food. I remember how the family was 15 years ago. I remember the difference between what I see today. What I see today is pure separation. Family don't even get together like that anymore, because they keep on unleashing these methods to separate us. Until we realize what true independence is, we are going to be in trouble as a black family. See, we got to understand what we fought for in the Civil War. What we fought for in the Civil War was to be what? Independent. Being on welfare doesn't have a damn thing to do with independence and self-sufficiency. So now, black people, we have been marched over the hill of destruction, because what we are fighting for now is not what we were fighting for in the Civil War. We're fighting for government control. We're fighting to put people in power over our lives that we once fought to get out of our lives. That doesn't make sense. Why would we go to war and shed our blood to be independent of these people and then turn around and march right back in their arms? It doesn't make no sense. This is why I can't stand the Democratic Party. And nor do I love the Republicans, because they once was allies. They turned around, turned their back on us, and marched us right back into the burning house. And these is all facts. Now let's talk about the fourth current method of separation. The interracial movement. The interracial movement is the fourth method of separation. Because what they want is they want black women and black men to stop marrying. They got Oprah telling black women that it's hopeless. It's not enough black men. The serpent will pull out all stops and even use your people against you to carry out their mission. And this is why in every commercial you see right to this day is interracial couples. And oh, my brothers and sisters, don't get it twisted. I am an arbitrator of love. I have no problem with love when love is for the right reasons. But when it's being encouraged by evil, then I have to question that. When interracial love is being encouraged by our enemies, I have a right to question that. So I will question anything that my enemy do. I will look upon his strategy. Because I know the ultimate goal is the ultimate destruction of the black family. And you say, why? It doesn't make no sense what you're talking about. It makes perfect sense. Because you cannot make more black people without two black people. See, if the black woman goes off and marry a non-black man, that diminishes the black family. Because why? It's no longer a black family. You need a black man and a black woman in order to have a black family. It makes sense. So if you can destroy that and keep that union from coming together, then you don't have to worry about black families anymore. Because you know that it takes, oh, y'all better stop playing with me. Because you know it takes a black man and a black woman. This is not rocket science. You don't need a PhD to understand this. 1 + 1 = 2. So I say to my beautiful people, The black family is under attack. And I have revealed these methods to you. And there will be more methods to come. So I tell you to hold fast in your black love for each other. Hold fast because the turbulence is coming. And we have to fight. Because the enemy will not sleep. He roams day and night, going to and fro from one side of the earth, destroying and devouring all that he can. So stay fast. Stay black. Stay proud. Don't let nobody shame you out of it. My plan is to spoil their goods. Spoil their goods everywhere I can find them. And give knowledge to my people and wake them up to what's currently going on and what's currently about to happen. I have enjoyed this moment with you, and I shall always love you. I shall always be pro-black. I shall always be who I am, a black man.